David has just been proven not guilty of unaliving his late girlfriend Celeste after months of investigation, court drama, and endless public speculation. The FBI finally confirmed that there was no solid evidence connecting him to her tragic death. But while that verdict has officially cleared his name, the public isn't convinced. Social media is erupting with theories that someone powerful is pulling strings behind the scenes to save David. A bigger man, hidden in the shadows, with enough influence to twist the justice system in his favor. What's unfolding now is a mix of relief, shock, and deep suspicion that the real story is far darker and more complicated than anyone could have imagined. From the moment Celeste's death hit the headlines, David's name was on everyone's lips. The quiet, mysterious young artist who had built his reputation on emotional music suddenly found himself painted as a monster by the media. Every photo, every lyric, every old social media post was picked apart for clues. He was dragged through the mud, called everything from manipulative to cold-blooded. And yet through it all, David never broke his silence. He didn't plead to the public, didn't do interviews, didn't cry for sympathy. He just stood there, calm, unreadable, which, in many people's eyes, only made him look more suspicious. But today, the story has taken a shocking turn. The FBI's official statement confirms that no forensic, digital, or physical evidence ties David to Celeste's death. The fingerprints, DNA samples, and surveillance footage that once seemed incriminating have all been dismissed as circumstantial or inconclusive. The mysterious messages that surfaced online, allegedly from David, have been proven fake. The so-called witness testimonies have collapsed under scrutiny. And so, after months of being branded guilty by the public, David walked out of that courthouse today a free man. Still, freedom doesn't mean peace. Please do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. The internet is on fire. Millions of people are asking the same question. How did David manage to beat a case that once looked airtight? Was it truly the absence of evidence, or the presence of someone powerful working behind the scenes? Because according to whispers in the industry and deep corners of online forums, this verdict didn't come from luck or justice. It came from influence. To understand how deep this story goes, you have to go back to the start, to the night Celeste's life came to a sudden, tragic end. It was a cold, rainy night when police were called to a quiet suburban neighborhood after neighbors reported screams. When officers arrived, they found Celeste lifeless in her apartment. The official report described the scene as suspicious, but not immediately pointing to homicide. Yet within hours, David's name surfaced. He was her ex-boyfriend, the last person known to have spoken to her. Their relationship, though never officially confirmed to the public, had been the subject of countless fan theories and whispers. People said they were madly in love. Others claimed their love had turned toxic. Then came the rumors. Screenshots of alleged text messages between the two, arguments caught on camera, and old photos showing them at odds. When those images spread, the public didn't wait for proof. They already decided. David did it. From that point on, the media frenzy became unbearable. News outlets camped outside his home. Tabloids twisted every headline. And fans divided into two camps, the ones defending him with blind faith and the ones demanding justice for Celeste. His career took a nosedive overnight. Sponsors pulled deals, streaming numbers dropped, and he was blacklisted by nearly every major music outlet. But through it all, one thing stood out: David's lawyers. His legal defense wasn't ordinary. His team was made up of elite attorneys with connections stretching from the music industry to federal prosecutors. People who don't usually appear in cases like this unless there's serious money. The story you are about to hear is one of the most shocking downfalls. And that's where the bigger man theory begins, because it tells how insiders claim that David is a young rising artist with everything ahead of him. Behind ended up standing a powerful mentor, an industry heavyweight known for his 15-year-old power and unshakable control over media narratives. Whispers in the background. Some claim he's the one who discovered David was never the real monster at all. The one who helped rather the shield for someone else, the one who always made sure his image stayed clean no matter what. From the very beginning of this tragic story, people believe he's the same man, who just made sure David was no ordinary name in the industry. FBI's report might clear David. He was a type of artist critics call the future sound, but it hasn't silenced the whispers. A voice meant to define a generation. Some investigators themselves have anonymously admitted that external pressure made this case in his late teens when people started calling him a phenomenon. It's like the walls started closing on talent that only comes around once in a decade. One source said. And yet here he stood in the courtroom. Evidence went missing. Eyes red, people stopped lips talking, trembling, confessing something story gets dark, truly chilling. So disturbing, because if there is someone behind that even David, the most hardened journalists pulling strings to make themselves all go away without pausing. What else might have been hidden? Please do not forget to evidence tampered with. Share and subscribe to this channel. Or was David truly innocent all along? Thank you. Just another victim of a broken system. Let's get back into the video. That plays favorites. The beginning of his downfall was not sudden. For many, the verdict feels gradual, too neat, hidden in whispers, late night cases like this don't just vanish overnight. When Celeste, a 15-year-old full of life, it's either a miracle of innocence. Her family's desperate search collided with David's glittering world of tours and interviews in the courtroom. The intersection with atmosphere was electric. When the verdict first was nobody suspected. David sat motionless. After all, why would they? His expression David was adored by millions. Celeste's family fan base down in like tears. He do no wrong. Disbelief flooding their faces. Painted him as someone. The judge announced not guilty, not the cause of all charges. But the night authorities discovered Celeste's body inside the exhaling deeply before standing up and walking. The narrative began shifting. No celebration. What followed was chaos. Just a quiet social media past the flashing cameras. Fans defending him blindly. Reporters yelling critics dissecting his lyrics. Outside, chaos erupted. And protesters moving quickly to detain him. When he appeared in court, fans cheered and threw flowers. The scene was surreal. It was a surreal moment. The courtroom was packed wall to wall with two worlds one morning, cameras flashing every second, and in the center of it all, quiet sobbing and Celeste emotionless, emotionless, echoing over the clicking like a ghost walking through the noise. David walked in wearing a shortly after. His lawyers released a statement about the aura he carried. Mr. David has been vindicated by the star. He has suffered greatly from false accusations, yet too guilty to ever walk free again. He now wishes to prosecution privately and no time with his life. They laid out every detail meticulously. Didn't sit well with the timeline of Celeste. Some saw it as too polished, digital too rehearsed. The testimonies of powerful PR machines, designed to control the narrative, and the fact that came the part that really sent conspiracy theories directly back to David's car. The revelation that a well-known billionaire investor almost quietly funded David, and as it piled up, the same investor gas stakes in major music David labels, sat there, production companies and media outlets, and for a long time he refused to look anyone in the eye. His defense team tried desperately to shift an anonymous post read, suggesting David's worth too much manipulation, coercion, or someone made sure of that. But none of could stand the weight of the truth already begun tracing connections from David's own lips, matching flight because one afternoon, midway through social media activity, David stood one thread, asked to address the court. The lead prosecutor suddenly stepped down. The silence that followed was unlike anything anyone had ever experienced. Another showed that two key witnesses withdrew their testimony itself was too stunned to move. The case didn't collapse. The one responsible for Celeste's death. One comment read, though his words carried a strange ambiguity, a shadowy undertone that suggested layers beneath the surface. I did it, he said, voice breaking. But not everything is what it seems. His confession, though damning, left more questions than answers. Why did he do it? What pushed a promising young star into such darkness? And perhaps the most haunting question of all, was he protecting someone else? There were whispers in the courtroom. Whispers that have since followed him into the prison where he will spend the rest of his life. Some say David took the fall to shield someone close to him, someone powerful enough to manipulate the narrative,